Hello everyone. Today on Binky's Gaming Thoughts, we will do a tarot reading for Dragon Age 4. I've got my tarot deck in here, which I already pre-mixed in advance for it to be mix and match, not in any specific order. Some cards will be reversed and stuff like that. So today's reading for the first of our readings will be more in general for Dragon Age 4. Will we have the game we're expecting? Is it going to be a game that we're going to like? Is it going to have some gameplay features that we would like to see return in terms of story? Is it going to be with the options and choices that we're hoping we're going to be getting? And that sort of thing. So a more generalized, is it going to be a good game? Is it going to look as nice as Inquisition? Is it going to look even better? Is it going to look worse? Is it? And we're hoping that it's not going to Andromeda. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but I story-wise, Andromeda's not so bad. Anyway, if you're new here and you like Dragon Age and other Bioware games and stuff, then stick around and subscribe. Anyway, let's get into it. So I've got all my notes, and I've got my deck, and I've got my little table. Hopefully I'll be able to place the cards. Hopefully there'll be room. If not, I might move it around a bit. So the spread that I chose for today's reading is the cross and triangle spread. Since I am using the Green Witch Tarot deck, I am keeping in mind that the deck, since it's more nature-based, it might influence the reading a bit. Of course, since I'm the one doing it, I might influence the reading a bit. But I have my book with notes, key notes, in case there's any significant thing within the deck itself of note that might affect the reading itself. For the rest, I'll be using my Dragon Age Inquisition notes for what the cards actually mean and who is there next to whom and what is there next to what and all that stuff. Now I got to do the actual proper reading. So is Dragon Age 4 going to be a game that we like? Is it going to be a game with, you know, focused on story and character development? Is it going to dive even deeper into the lore that we love so much? Are we going to have all those different choices that we would like to have? And this is as much for those of us who want the happy endings and those of us who want the tragic endings and those of us who want the option of having all sorts of different endings, good or bad, depending which characters are there. Are they going to bring back certain characters and companions that we want? Are they going to make certain characters companions? And that sort of thing. So let's see what the cards will reveal for us today. So they're all face up. Number 1 over here. Number 2 just above. I'm going to have them a little bit overlapping. Number 3. Number 4 over here. Number 5 up here. Number 6 down here. 7 on this side, 8 in the center, and 9 just above it, right under 4. Right off the bat, I see 2 major arcana. Here there's an 8, here there's an 8. Chalices, 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 2 anthems, 4 chalices. This is interesting. Lots of cups will be filled. The cups represent the element of water, obviously. Emotions, intuition, love, friendship, relationships, psychic power, dreams, regrets, disappointments. Disappointment. But also friendship, relationship, you know, all types of things that we see in video games. So it's probably on and we are doing a generalization, you know, a general reading. Number 1 represents the life force. So that's the 6 of Cups, which in the Dragon Age Inquisition deck is the Bruiser. Reversed, seeking deeper commitments, resisting change, anxiety, melancholy, heaviness, seriousness, rude awakenings, distrust. The life force revolves around the search for deeper commitments, resisting change. There was a lot of change in Inquisition and a lot of truths that were revealed. So we might see characters and NPCs who have trouble adapting to this change, resisting the change. And I have an inkling. I have a feeling that it might have something to do with the Chantry. With the Andrastian Chantry might have trouble resisting change. People who are really devout Andrastians, they're not going to want to believe what Corypheus was claiming about the throne being empty and the city already being tainted with the black taint of the blight. Anxiety, I can see it. Yeah, everyone's going to be really anxious. Melancholy, yeah. Salavalon, hopefully not for that, but I will do a reading about Salavalon later. And by the way, I'm taking stock of any suggestions you're making, and I have a nice list of readings that we can do, that we can look at. And if you have more of them, just go ahead and write them down. Heaviness, seriousness, heaviness, seriousness is kind of self-explanatory. Rude awakenings, obviously, rude awakenings. If more truths are revealed, yeah, I see it. Distrust. Well, no one, if history is proven false, no one's going to know where to put their faith. They're not going to know what to believe, what to grasp to. So already a lot of meat right there with that first card. Number 2, influences on your thoughts. So that might be a little more to me, but my thoughts of Dragon Age 4, obviously we have the Wheel of Fortune, which we know is Iron Bull. It is right side up. So luck and good fortune, success. Well, if we get to the end of the game, it will be success. Intervention of fate. Okay. Destiny and fate. A lot of fate things. So maybe our character is they're going to be destined for this, destined to shed light on some things. Altering one's approach, advantageous surprise, quick help, progress, improvements, transformation, and opportunities. Okay, so success, intervention of fate, destiny and fate. That I'm not quite certain of what the fate part is going to really determine for Dragon Age 4. It could be our fate to play it. I don't know, I'm kind of blocking with that one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Altering one's approach. So a lot of characters are going to have to change their approach in regards to certain things with the new revelations. Perhaps Solus will change his approach to restoring Al-Lathan, depending what we might bring forward to the table for him. That would be interesting. Advantageous surprise. So that's always fun in a game. New allies, something, a twist and turn that's not always shocking and, heavy. Quick help, progress, improvements, transformation and opportunities. Transformation, that can be significant for many characters, obviously. And of Thedas also, it could be symbolic and it could be literal transformation. Well, if the veil does come down, the transformation is going to be pretty drastic. Opportunities, obviously there are always more opportunities, more quests. And in relation to my thoughts, the thoughts of Dragon Age 4, it's probably more in relation to our fate and the quests that we might choose to do, because it's our thoughts. But I am hoping that it will be a good game, so maybe it has something to do with that. Influences on your emotions. What's influencing my emotions in regards to Dragon Age 4? I did clear my mind, but obviously Salavan is always on my mind. So number 3 over here. Number 8, that's strength. So that's Cassandra in the Dragon Age Inquisition Tarot deck. And it's upright. So fortitude, good stats to have. Energy, inner strength, vitality, self-confidence, drive, courage, willpower and control, glory and optimism, command, perseverance, overcoming obstacles, self-love, prowess, leadership, valor, pride and heroism, charm, lack of inhibitions, innocence, love. So obviously, it's basically reflective of emotions we feel when we're playing the Dragon Age games, or that I feel when I'm playing the Dragon Age games, and I feel that, you know, from our interactions, many of us do feel these things also, because it's the influences of the emotions. I think that's more along those lines. Number 4 is the one in the center here, which is the 4 of Pentacles. And it's the influence on your spirit. 4 of Coins, which is Elana Lavalan. All right, home security, ownership and prosperity. Well, we might prosper in the game and own things. Building alliances, perhaps. The spirit, the oomph, you know? Spirit of the game. Budgeting. There's always budgeting in a game. Careful spending. Laying out foundations. Saving money. Being socially shy. Small gifts. A pay rise. Foresight and economy. We're going to need to budget to be able to purchase the game. But in all seriousness, within the game, there's a lot of economy that surrounds it, and maybe it has something to do with the Merchants Guild or something, you know? It could have something to do with Varric, and if we're linking things. Number 5, which is over here, the 8 of Cups, which is the influences on the physical self. 8 of Cups in the Inquisition deck is the Red Templar Knight. So it's the inability to do more. Since I'm the one doing the reading, it could have to do with my burnout and my inability to do more than I would like to do. Since I am doing the reading, I do have somewhat of an influence. A turning point. There are lots of turning points in games. Plans being abandoned. Well, I haven't abandoned any plans, so hopefully it doesn't mean that in the physical world that certain plans in regards to the game are going to be abandoned. That would not bode well. Advancement. Reaching a higher level. Level up! All right. Opposing forces. Number 6. 7 of Swords, which is the Nightmare difficulty mode. Opposing forces. Quite significant. It's right side up, so self-confidence, once again. That's always good to find confidence twice in a reading. Individuality and uniqueness. How would that be an opposing force for Dragon Age 4? Maybe they are working and focusing a lot on making it unique, and it makes the game delayed. I'd rather a delayed and properly made game, honestly. Using strategy and creativity, new plans, fortitude, cunning, guile, original thinking, going against the flow, disarming opponents with mental skills. So that's our opposing forces. But in terms of opposing forces, it's not very negative. So that's good. It's probably certain details in the planning of the gameplay or in the development that might cause delays or a few difficulties, or there might be opposing forces against these positive things. But hopefully we still get the game we want. Opposing forces doesn't necessarily mean that the opposing forces will prevail. It just means that there will be some obstacles along the way. But hopefully that will not hinder the quality of the game itself. Other opposing forces. Page of Cups, that's Dorian, reversed. Being unforgiving, rigid, insensitivity, distractions, indiscretion, upset hopes and plans. So maybe in the development, some plans will be upset, but hopefully it's not going to be a shortcoming for the game. Hopefully they can still overcome this and, get through all this. Superficial attractions, not so relevant. Oppression, end of happiness. Undoings. So maybe they're going to have to go take a step back and undo certain things in order to move forward, which is always a setback. But if something is done incorrectly and you really have to take several steps back and start a bit over to produce a better product, sometimes it's necessary. Misunderstanding. So there might be some misunderstandings between gamers and the developers, in the team of developers. Who knows? Number 8, we have the 4 of Athems. It is upright and energies to call upon. 4, so it's hard difficulty, another difficulty level, another pretty hard one. So it is upright. What do we need to call upon? Study and analysis. Well, the development team also, study and analysis. Vacation, as Theron Sean would say it. Appraisal's always good. Tensions that ease. So let's ease the tension, Maybe the team needs tensions eased, but maybe we also need to ease our own tensions. Sometimes it's easier to get all riled up and say, oh, I'm hoping this, I'm hoping that in the game, we're not having news. And then to read an article that says, I bet this, blah, 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 because they're being really pessimistic. And to fall into the trap of just being tense and say, oh, they better not do this, they better not fail there. And let's just, what was it that they were saying on Big Brother Canada? Trust the process. So yeah, being patient but vigilant. So yes, we need to be patient, but we do need to be vigilant and remind the developers what's important for us. We don't want people who don't play video games who wrote poor articles or whatever, because it does happen, and say, oh, well, we're critiquing, but we're not gamers. And it does happen that developers fall into the trap also of thinking that's more important than what the gamers think. But luckily for us, we have been, they've responded to us and they are keeping us true fans. They are taking what we want into consideration as they're developing the game, which is always on the positive side. And sometimes we just need to be trusting. We need to patiently wait. We need to be vigilant. But I think the patience, because it does repeat, recuperation and then patience. So if we're patient, they're not going to try to hurry to finish an incomplete game. We can be patient. They can complete the game. Make it proper. Make it be a proper game, Do it, work at it properly, and then deliver us something that's really worth playing. I'll be patient for that. Etiquette. Rest after a period of stress. Let's stop stressing about Dragon Age 4 and take a break. Temporary resolutions, a break from the routine, relaxing, positive verdicts, discretion. Positive verdicts is always good to have, especially, I think if we're patient, we might have the positive verdict. That's what we want to call upon. That's what we want. That's what we need. And so we need to let the developers know we're going to be patient and we'll have positive verdicts, because by being patient, you're gonna really develop the thing that is meant to be, that we need, that we want, hopefully. I'm an optimist too. All right, and number 9, over here, it is reversed, It is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, that's Vivian. That's the outcome. And it's reversed. Shallowness. Being self-centered. Are we being self-centered? Are the developers going to be self-centered? Being unreliable, coldness, moody, fatalistic. Well, Solus is fatalistic. A lot of things in the game are fatalistic. Is the outcome going to be fatalistic in regards to Dragon Age 4? I hope not. Changeable. Changeable is something positive, and that's always good. Changeable means adaptable, means it could change to either something good or bad, but it could change to something good. Recrimination, antisocial feelings, poor health, being denied an ally. Are we going to be denied to have the choice to ally ourselves with certain people? And when I say certain people, a certain someone. And when I say certain someone, I mean a certain god. When I say certain god, I mean a certain elven god. And when I say certain elven god, I mean Solus. The outcome. I don't know what to make of that. It's very general. It really depends. This is very general, and it could still go in any direction. And that's the thing with the tarot reading. This is what it could be right now. And it doesn't mean that this is what it's going to be in a year, in 2 years, or whatever. And this is, this is food for thought. It's for fun. This outcome isn't the most positive of outcomes. And maybe if things stay as they are, maybe that's the outcome we will get. That's probably why, we have to be kind of unforgiving and, those unforgiving opposing forces. So I think the patience part, because that was repeated a few times, and the confidence part was repeated a few times. And that kind of stands out to me. And so personally, I think that if we are patient and we don't try to push them in the bum to hurry up, I think that we could get the outcome that we would like from the game. And it's also possible that the outcome I want is not the outcome that you want, or vice versa, but a general outcome that will make most of us happy. So hopefully this outcome is not a permanent outcome, and hopefully this is just a warning, and just what's influencing. It's also possible that because of my, I'm influencing things because I'm doing the reading. So maybe I'm being selfish and thinking a lot about Salavala and stuff like that, or I don't know. So let me know your thoughts. The outcome gives me pause, and I'm a little worried, but the cards say not to worry. The cards say to be patient. The cards reveal opposing forces, and so I do feel that if we give it extra time, then it'll be a good game. If they try to hurry up or whatever, then the outcome might not be exactly what we would want it to be. It occurs to me upon further analysis that both court royals and the only court royals in this reading are from the same suit of cups, which has a lot to do with Corypheus and Tevinter. And both are reversed, although not all cup cards in this reading are reversed. Both court royals are reversed. Vivian's cup is reversed in the image, but with the card being reversed, it's right side up, meaning that things can flip around And something good can become bad, and something bad can become good, or seen as one or the other, depending how we look at it. Dorian has to do with Tevinter, but the outcome, Vivian, has to do with the circle and maybe even the chantry. So maybe the outcome is either in terms of the storyline about mages, or in regards to mages and mage characters, the outcome for them, not for us, the player. In which case it would be better, because then the player would be happy. It's just the characters would be unhappy about something. You know what I'm saying? So that can be, and right away I just reversed that cup around and looking at it on the positive side. So it really depends how you look at it, perhaps. Okay, so just a quick insert, guys. After doing this reading, I went on YouTube, and Infinite Waters put out a video about being patient and trusting the process. And I really find it fascinating when the universe gives me clues or signs after doing a reading, because I see a lot of symbols from the reading out there, even when I'm not looking for them. And I really wasn't looking for them. I was listening to like a Big Brother podcast, and then that popped up. That cup could flip. The cup can flip, and things might look grim right now as they stand in terms of story, because of Solus and everything, maybe in terms of development, because they're like sending this person here, this person is quitting, that person's, you know, they're redirecting a bunch of people in the development team. But honestly, it can flip. It can flip back right side up, as much in terms of story for Solus, Solus's story, or in terms of development, or anything else that has to do with the game for that matter. The card was upside down, but the cup was right side up. And if the cup's upside down, the card is right side up. So I think that's, in terms of generalizations, come to think of it, it's not the worst outcome. But let me know your thoughts, because this is there's obviously a lot to think about in regards to this. And let me know what you think these cards are revealing also, not just because these are my thoughts. I want to know your thoughts also. And this is very general for Dragon Age 4. So maybe if we get into the nitty-gritty details, things might change, and hopefully things change for the better. So like this video if you like it, and share it with other Dragon Age fans. And I'll see you all soon. Maseranas. Be sure to check out some of my other stuff. Gaming, drinks, parodies, and some random silly stuff. You can also join in on the fun on Patreon for some exclusive content. Thanks for tuning in.